Hello friends, today I take up a new class and the new topic is Mauryan Seleucid War between 305 BC to 303 BC. So it was one of the important battles that India fought with the foreign powers. So friends, my lesson plan will include Chandragupta Maurya and his exploits, Seleucus Nicator and his imperialistic design, conflict between Chandragupta Maurya and Seleucus Nicator, the result of the war, and finally conclusion. So under these points, I will cover the topic Mauryan Seleucid War between 305 to 303 BC. Friends, if you like my channel AJIS Academy Indore, just type AJIS Academy Indore on YouTube and you will get numerous videos covering Indian history, Constitution of India, geography, Indian economy, general mathematics and logical reasoning and general science. So you must not go anywhere. If you want extensive lecture on this subject, I will again make video. But for time being, I am just delivering lecture, a short lecture on this war, which is an important war in the ancient Indian history. So friends, who was Chandragupta Maurya? Chandragupta Maurya was the founder of Mauryan dynasty. He established Mauryan dynasty in 321 BC, and the Mauryan dynasty continued up to 185 BC, when its last ruler or the last king Brihadat was killed by his own commander-in-chief Pushyamitra Shunga, and Shunga established a new dynasty in northern India. So we do not have sufficient evidence about the exploits of Chandragupta Maurya. What we know from different Greek sources like Justin Plutarch, that the boundary of Chandragupta Maurya or the Mauryan dynasty extended up to the Hindu Kush mountain in the northwestern region. That is called the scientific border of India. In the south, we have inscriptions or at Maski, at the upper reaches of Karnataka, or the literary sources from Mamul Nar, the Tamil writers. From we find that the extent of the Mauryan Empire during the Chandragupta period, Chandragupta Maurya, was up to the upper reaches of Karnataka, leaving aside the present-day Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Similarly, in the Western India, we have evidence of the inscriptions by Rudra Daman, a governor, and he writes in his inscription as to how he repaired the Sudarshan Lake built by Chandragupta Maurya. So by different sources, from inscriptions, from literary sources, from Greek sources, we find that the extent of Chandragupta Maurya empire was larger than that of the British Empire in India. Now, this is the map, and friends, you see that during the period of Chandragupta Maurya, he captured the entire eastern India except Kaling. He could not control or subjugate Kaling. His army was repulsed by the bravery of Kalinga people, but during the period of Emperor Ashok, Kaling was also subjugated in 261 BC. Friends, as you see from this map that the empire of Chandragupta Maurya extended in south up to the upper reaches of Karnataka, as I have told you, except the present day Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Similarly, in the western area, his empire extended up to Girnar. And later on, his army reached to Indus Valley region, where his army had to confront with the Seleucid Empire. And so, this is the subject matter of our discussion. So, by sheer dint of his military exploits, he vanquished entire present day Indian states like different tribal groups. Now, according to Justin, a Greek writer, Chandragupta Maurya overran the entire Hindustan or India with 6 lakh army. Again, his empire was biggest than the British Empire. The boundary of his empire reached to the Indus Valley. So, the boundary line of Mauryan Empire now touched the boundary line of Seleucid Empire. Now, friends, you know that because of the untimely death of Alexander the Great in Babylon in 323 BC, his military generals divided his empire into different parts. One of the generals, Seleucus Nicator I, this is you see the Seleucid Empire. He came out victorious by defeating different claimants to Macedonian Empire, and this pink color will show that how much area it had under the Seleucus Nicator. And so, once he consolidated his power by finishing off his other claimants or competitors, now he eyed upon those areas which were under the control of Alexander the Great, like Gandhar, or the east of the Indus River up to Byas River. Those areas formed part of Alexander's province. So now, when Seleucus Nicator came out victorious, he claimed those territory around Gandhar and east of Indus River up to Byas River. But during the interregnum, Chandragupta Maurya and his army extended up to Indus Valley River. So now we see, this is the map that I am showing you, and this pink color will show you that the present day Afghanistan, Bactria or Central Asia, Iran, Iraq, Turkey, Asia Minor, Macedonia, all these areas form part of Seleucid Empire. Now they started extending eastward, and so the Mauryan army gave them a steep resistance. As I have already told you that Seleucus Nicator assumed the title of king and established the Seleucid Empire. He controlled most of the Asia Minor, present-day Iran, Iraq, Turkey, Afghanistan, Central Asia, that was called Bactria in those times. And now he further claimed the territory east of river Indus. And that's why army of both Seleucid Empire and Mauryan Empire confronted one another in the valley of Indus. And this was the reason for the conflict between Chandragupta Maurya and Seleucus Nicator. The war took place between 305 BC to 303 BC for 3 years. The result of the war, friends, as you know that the Seleucus was defeated decisively and he ceded the eastern satrapies like Baluchistan. Earlier in ancient time it was called Gedrosia, Kabul, Pero-Pansy-Day, Kandhar, ancient name Arakosia, Herat area. These areas up to Hindu Kush mountains were ceded to Mauryan Empire by Seleucus. Now Seleucus married his daughter to Chandragupta Maurya. Thirdly, he established diplomatic relation with the Mauryan Empire and dispatched Megasthenes to Patliputra, and Megasthenes wrote Indica, from which we know lots of information about the socio-economic condition, military organization or municipal corporation. All these accounts of Patliputra are known from the book Indica written by Megasthenes. Now the original book is lost, but its fragments can be found in the writings of Plutarch, Justin, Strabo. So Chandragupta Maurya, although he was victorious, however he extended goodwill and bon homoi to Seleucus Nicator by giving him 500 war elephants, which was required by Seleucus in its war against his competitor or claimants in Macedonia. So Mauryan control of territory in Afghanistan helped guard the invasion of India from the northeast for 150 years, and because of peaceful regime, Chandragupta expanded his empire towards Deccan with the war elephant acquired from Chandragupta Maurya. Seleucus Nicator came out victorious against his rival Antigonus, and decisively he defeated his rival in the battle of Ipsus in 301 BC. Now conclusion, friends, what conclusion we derived from this lecture? Number one, by expanding the border of the Mauryan Empire, Chandragupta Maurya secured the security of India or his empire from the northwestern region for the next 150 years. Secondly, the peaceful regime was utilized by him by drawing elaborate administrative arrangement, and India had never seen such an elaborate bureaucracy where we are informed by magnum opus Arthashastra written by his Prime Minister Chanakya that there were 27 tirthas who controlled different departments. There were 4 capitals, one at Suvarnagiri for southern provinces, somewhere located in Karnataka. The west province had its capital at Ujjaini, the present day Ujjain. The eastern province had its capital at Tosli, somewhere in the present day Odisha. And the northern province had its capital at Taxila, now in Pakistan, around Peshawar. So there were 4 provinces during the period of Chandragupta Maurya, and its capital was at Patliputra, which was also a provincial center, having a separate governor to control over the vicinity, the areas around Patliputra. So an elaborate arrangement was made in the sphere of administration. It was a centralized administration where the emperor was the source of all powers. So, friends, this war between Seleucus and Chandragupta Maurya led to a peaceful regime for Mauryans for 150 years. And this is not a mean achievement. If Chandragupta Maurya had been defeated by Seleucus Nicator, the course of Indian history would have been completely changed. So friends, this war is very much an important epoch in the annals of Indian history. If you like my lecture, please share and subscribe my channel AJIS Academy. If you want extensive lecture on this subject, I will further make video on the same subject. So stay fit. Thank you very much.